Hello everyone, I'm Ral Sandelia and welcome in the next lecture of the IoT lab. In the last lecture we have uh, begun with the Python programming and we have done very simple program getting and reading and printing the name and getting two numbers and printing at sum, division, product and multiplication. In this lecture, we will discuss as per teaching plan the practical number fifth, basically. Sorry, the practical number 2, 3, 4. So here we have been prac 2. As per syllabus, it is basically second unit C part. But as per teaching plan, it is basically the fourth practical. C and D part is the fourth practical. Okay. So here the practical is very simple. Read a string and print its number of the words and character count. This is our Q.C as per syllabus. So it is also a very simple program. We get a string by input functions. Then we initialize a counter. Character is equal to 0 and word is equal to 1. Why it is 1? Okay, yes, 1 is basically we are counting the first word. Okay, so for I in string character is we have put here 1 because you can see we are counting the word by counting the spaces between the word, that is empty string, and so the first word is not counted. uh, so we either first word, yeah, if first word is not counted in this uh, procedure, so here we initialize the word counter from the 1. So let's start and then we put again in the next statement for I in the string. A string is the given input. If character is equal to means we are counting every character, so character we are increasing the count of character here. Now if there is empty string, that means we are having the next word again, and therefore the word is equal to word plus. Though there is we have kept this program very simple, it is possible that user can put a space in the string, say and therefore it has some flaw, but we have kept simple this program. We can check that if the space is not given 2 times, or we can provide this check in this program. You can do this yourself, but I have uh, keep it minimal because it is very simple. So here we run this program, Python practical 2 c.print. We have entered this name. We say if you put some empty string, empty character first, then we get very different results. But let's see, say for example so number of word is 4, number of characters in the string is 26. It gave you correct value, but let's see, run it again and give a space. Now so the number of words in this string is 5, so we can basically fool this program easily. We Now it's your task to put an additional check and making sure that the additional space is empty space is not counted. Now let's move to the second part of this practical, that is the practical number 4. And I have mentioned that we have to do it using argparse module. In practical 2D is basically uh, we have to calculate the area of a given shape. We have to calculate the area of a given shape. The shape can be rectangular, triangle, and circle. Reading shape an appropriate value from the input, the standard input. So I have clearly mentioned that we have to calculate. We have to do this program using argparse module, not basic simply input on print. So let's first. This is a standard procedure for making a command line program in the Python. We use argparse module. Argparse module is basically used to parse the command given while running the Python script. So it is very important. So first we make this module as a very simple module. Means we define some functions. It is like normal module functions that basically return area of and perimeter of rectangle, the functions that basically return the area and perimeter of triangle, and the functions that basically return the area and perimeter of circle. It is very simple. We have used to calculate that for area of triangle we need 3 commands basically, not height into base. Again, the input can be different. So in programming it is we require logic input in particular format. So now this is the part of simple script module Python. Now if this module is run as a main module, means this module is the main module, not it is imported, then we will run this say code. Therefore we have put the check if name is equal to main. That means if this module is run as the main module. Okay, so the Python here, the choices we have put as choices, we have triangle, circle, and rectangle. So after the program we provide the option, it's optional argument. I mean sorry, as a first argument we provide the parameter of shape, in the option of the shape that we have to provide. We want to calculate the area, so we have choices. So argparse, no, the argparse model, the first things we have to create is a object of the argument parser that is that will be used to get the argument and pass the argument. So first we create the argparse object by argparse.argument parser class, and in the argument we can provide a description of what this program is basically do. Now after creating the parser object we just add argument parser.add are using a method parser.add arguments. If say the geo m choices is equal to choice help, the argument basic in here we have provided the name of the argument, that is geometry, what type of geometry we want. So in the choices we have all this, the geometry choices have this 3 type of choices basically, and for help we provide this argument help geometry type. The second argument is basically a parameter, means to calculate the area of particular shape we need some parameter in the second, while the rest of the all argument act as a parameter, because we have provided an args module. An args module is the number of argument. If we have to fix the number of argument, uh, variable argument in this option, we can provide here right option 2, 3 or anything. But to calculate, we have three different shapes, and three different shapes require different number of arguments. The circle required only a radius, so its number of arguments is 1, while triangle a number of argument is 3, and in a rectangle number of argument is 2. So it is basically variable. So we put here asterisk so that wildcard it means that argument can be a variable. So the second argument basically this, and we provide args dot next. The third step is basically to pass this object, basically using method pass underscore args. So in the args we have all this. These act as a attributes of this object, geometry and parameters. And let's say if the arcs or geometry is triangle, we calculate the triangle of we have to get say the parameter 0 is we get the 3 input of the triangle and then calculate and print the area. If arcs.geom again is the first argument name. So arcs.geom is equal to rectangle, that means that the choice is rectangle. Then we get we expect the 2 argument after that rect, that is the side of the rectangle, and then we will use to provide area and print. Again, if the geom, that is geom is red, we can provide here check also. Then that is. So let's say run this Python. So the first of all, the documentation is done by itself. So if we do not know this practical, what this script practical.2d do, basically we provide an argument h, and see here we can see here we get the documentation that basically you say that it expects the argument, optional argument, as a first argument try search or rectangle, and then it expects the variable number of parameters. Calculate, what it does is to calculate the area of basic geometry. The basic geometry is basically a triangle, circle and rectangle. And then positional arguments, it gives we have 2 positional arguments. The first one has the optional 3 value, and the second is the parameter for the geometry. So optional argument is basically only 1. So again we run this the second time, and now provide rect 5 4. Here the parameter is 14. 14 no. 18, yeah, it's correct. It's for rectangle. Now if we provide here say try, just to give one more number, that is provide circle, provide radius. So in this practical, basically we see the use of the arg pass audible to create the Python script or Python command line. We can do it anyways. So let's end this.